Greetings to you and welcome to today's special podcast on meaningful levity. I'm pretty sure before you clicked on this particular video, what intrigued you was the title, okay? Why no woman wants me at 30. Unfortunately, that's actually the sad cry of many beta males out there, okay? Some are actually crying out loud in their teenagers, okay? Some are crying out loud in their 30s like me, and some are actually crying out loud in their 60s, 50s, or some are even going to cry out, begging for mercy to be loved until what they get down deep in their graves. Unfortunately, that's why I thought of it wise to let the beta males out there understand that, they could simply man up themselves, all right? The truth of the matter is that no man was born alpha, beta, sigma, gamma, or whatever, These are behavioral patterns that we pick up, from our peers, from, the programming that we get from, the movies, right? They would let you understand that for you to actually win a woman, you should actually give her a bunch of flowers and kneel before her and hold her hand. And that is a way of showing affection or even asking her out. All right. So, but that is not to say there is anything at all wrong with those values. Okay. Those values are actually very good. Okay. They are actually I don't know what to say. They're actually virtuous, all right? But the problem has to do with how those values are applied. That is actually what separates the segments and their alpha counterparts from the beta males. Okay? So, before I actually let you understand why no woman wants you at 30 or at 50 or at 60s or even in your teenagers, I would just like to still elaborate a little bit on this concept of beta, alpha, sigma, so that if you are a beta watching this particular video, you could simply man up yourself and join your sigma counterparts out here or your alpha counterparts out here, all right? So that you would stop to cry. The truth of the matter is that nobody is going to save you, Women are never going to respect you. Women are never going to say, you've cried enough. You've been so nice. Okay, you've been a nice guy for far too long. So we will try to actually show you some mercy. It's never going to happen. The more you simp, the more women are going to disrespect you. They are going to use you and dump you. All right. That's not also to say you should be mean towards women. All right. That's not at all. That's not the purpose of this particular video. The purpose of this particular video is to let you understand that you should still hold on to those traditional values of being a gentleman. All right. However, you should not put a woman on a pedestal, as the way say, right? You should make sure that the woman is regarded as a woman, all right? And is treated as such, is treated as any other human being, all right? If you try to do things excessively in order to please her, then it should be probably because she is doing same. So you are trying to reciprocate. And in a case where you just want to do it, then you should do it genuinely because you want to just show her love. So you should do it from a place of love, not from a place of trying to impress. Because the more you try to impress, the more you are going to be disappointed, and your heart is going to be shattered all the time, right? Because, and you might feel like, why are women taking my kindness for my weakness? That is not it. It's just that it's not something, it's so disgusting being a simp. It's so disgusting trying to impress. It's so disgusting trying to be a woman pleaser, you know. Because once you do that, women simply spot your lack of confidence, and it's more or less like you're trying to buy them over with your gifts, you're trying to buy them over with your money, you're trying to buy them over with your unrealistic ways of romance and those kind of things. So that is why you beta male watching me, you need to man up. Okay, if you're an alpha, if you're a sigma, you still need this particular video to level up, right? Because like I always say, nobody's born an alpha, nobody's born a beta. We are all learning. Okay, there was a point where I was probably the worst beta that you could ever get out there, or the worst simp, you know, especially in my early 20s. I'm now 30, right? But you know, life is, personal development never stops. So as far as you are determined and willing to always grow, you know, to grow in your spiritual journey. What I mean by in your spiritual journey is that, like, your enlightenment, the more information you seek, the higher your spiritual growth, and the more intelligent you become, all right, and more conscious you become, actually. Right, so as far as you are determined to constantly improve and learn, then you should know that you are not going to be a beta forever. I'm pretty sure by the time you finish watching this particular video, you would start to man up and be a sigma or an alpha. All right. So, in case you don't know who is an alpha and who is a sigma, I think both are like two faces of the same coin when it comes to alphas and sigmas. As a matter of fact, it's not really necessary putting yourself under any of these categories, okay? Any of these labels are not really, really necessary. But for the purpose of explanation, I'm obliged to give a definition to each of these behavioral characteristics. So when we get a simp, then we could call a simp a beta male. When we get a man that is not a simp, then we could call him an alpha or a sigma. So don't force yourself into any of these labels. That's my advice to you, simply because that would make you like a robot, whereby, for instance, if you were supposed to act like a beta under certain circumstances, you would say, you know what, I'm not a beta, simply because you have been programmed to think that you have to behave in a certain way to be called a sigma or an alpha. But you know, you don't need to be indoctrinated. That's why I don't prefer you actually classifying yourself like, you know what, I'm a sigma or I'm a that. The most important thing is applying intelligently the values of a sigma or an alpha, or even a beta, when there is a need to be a beta at some point, you know. So, but who is a beta? A beta is simply a simp. Who is an alpha? An alpha is somebody that is confident, that is a little bit arrogant in his approach, because he's somebody that he's confident in himself, but it's like he wants to draw attention to himself, being the alpha, all right, being dominant like the lion, all right. Whereas we have somebody like the sigma, who actually has all those confidence in him, okay, or you know, he's bold and masculine, just like the alpha. However, he prefers to play the low key. He prefers to stay calm, and he's more composed, you know. So, you know, but there's no really difference between alpha and beta and sigma, simply because the two are actually very confident people, and they are not people that would try to please a woman. Okay, so with that said, what are alphas and sigmas getting right, whereas betas failing to get right? The only thing is that, like I said, instead of alphas and sigmas applying the same values or virtuous values of actually being kind, nice towards women in a way to please women, they actually do it in a more realistic manner. Okay, so alphas and more especially sigmas would actually show affection, would actually show love to a woman. Okay, if they choose to offer gifts to this particular woman, they are actually doing it from a place of love, or from a place of what do you call it? What do you call it? From a place of love, okay, or in mutual respect. They are trying to reap. Please excuse me, this word, I don't know why it's not coming. Like, they are trying to reciprocate. Gosh. Okay, they are trying to. It's just mutual. Okay. Okay, reciprocity. All right. They are doing it from a place of reciprocity. They are trying to reciprocate the love of the woman. All right. So if the woman is kind to me, I'm gonna be kind to them. Okay. If the woman is mean to me, I would try to advise her to be kind. If she cannot be kind, then I probably may have no choice than to move on and get somebody that would respect my masculinity. That is a difference, right? Okay. Whereas betas try to impress. Okay. Now, the main thing that alphas do, and as well as sigmas do, that betas get wrong, is that sigmas and alphas don't go their way out trying to impress women. Okay, they rather focus on their purpose. Okay, they work constantly to improve upon themselves without even the aim of trying to get more women. Okay, because it's actually very foolish to think that, you know what, I want to work hard, I want to get money, I want to improve upon my health, I want to improve upon my looks, I want to improve upon this or that just to get women. To me, that would be the most dumb vision to ever have. You know, your purpose is way, way, way greater than that. So what sigmas do is that, and alphas do is that, they actually focus on improving upon themselves. And once you improve upon yourself, you are automatically going to attract what? This beautiful woman, feminine, that is going to respect you. All right, and that is going to pour into you, that is going to support you in your journey, and that is actually going to be an intelligent woman that will be your backbone in actually what? Building something together for yourselves. Okay, so sigmas and alphas don't go about selling their last property just to buy a woman something as a gift to impress her, in order to win her over. They don't do that. Instead, they focus on building themselves to be helpful to society. All right? They try to develop themselves, be industrious, and once they build and develop themselves and they are contributing to society, that in itself is very attractive. Okay? And usually, an intelligent sigma or alpha is not even going to choose a woman after he has built his empire. What he starts the choosing process whilst he's still building his empire, because he would realize that most high value women are drawn to such men with drive. So as soon as they spot this man that is just having this drive, they are going to have to pour into this man, and together they will build together this particular empire. So intelligent segments and alphas actually start to choose their partners as at the very beginning, when they are still in process of building their empires. And then when they finally build their empires, should they choose to indulge with women, then it should be, then at that point, if they just choose to get any woman that tries to knock at their door into their room, then at that point it's just for fun, okay? But the women that they would actually want to stay with as a lifetime partner would actually be those that supported them or that saw their vision, that poured into them. It doesn't even matter if these women even still come after they have already built their empires, but if these women are still pouring into them, they are bringing something to the table. These are people that are feminine. These are people that are going to comfort them. These are people that are intelligent. These are people that are, going to actually groove them, okay, and make them these giants, and impactful beings into society. Then even when women come into their life after they have already built their empire, they're still going to accept them if these women would have these high value women traits. Okay, so there is a difference. So one thing beta males need to understand is that, like the saying goes, man does not attract that which he wants, but that which he is. So alphas and segments try to improve upon themselves because they know that once they have improved upon themselves, every accomplished man is going to have everything that it takes to be accomplished. So once they become accomplished, they are automatically going to attract a virtuous woman, a feminine woman, an intelligent woman, a supportive woman that is going to pour into them. So the woman is just like a byproduct of them working on themselves. But their goal was never to work on themselves so that they could win more women. This is where beta males actually getting it wrong. Alphas and segments also understand that they don't actually need to fake it till they make it, like how betas have that weak mentality of trying to do everything, just to impress. Whatever that they don't have, they'll behave as if they had it. Some will even go to the point of lying. When you try to fake it till you make it, then I can guarantee you that you are never going to make it. The more you embrace reality, like the segments and alphas do, the better for you, because you cannot reap what you have not sown. If you want to be a high value man, then you must put in the work. So beaters need to start putting in the work, not even because of women, but just because they want to be fruitful to society. And women will fall into the background because every accomplished man automatically attracts all these. If you try to fake it, just understand that mediocrity never sells. Okay, so if you want to be mediocre and you think you attract this virtuous woman, it's never going to work. You have to make sure you actually work on yourself. Not even the woman should not even be in your mind. Just work on yourself to be a better man, to be better than your yesterday, to be fruitful to society, and then automatically this virtuous woman is going to come into your life. All right, beaters. That's not in a disrespectful way. All right, we're all once beaters. All right. And one thing too, you should notice that when you try to fake it, like I said, mediocrity doesn't sell. Even when you buy something mediocre, it's not going to last. Right? you could fake it to act like you have this car when you don't have anything. And then once the woman realizes that you were faking, then what happens? She tells you bye-bye. Right. So with that said, let's come down to why no woman is interested in you, apart from the mere fact that you are probably a beta male. Let's take it much deeper, okay, to let you understand what are the weak values, or what are the things that actually make men tend to become what? Beta, when these men probably even have the potentials of being a sigma or an alpha. Now, number one has to do with what? Your lack of understanding of the fact that women only go down with men when they are sexually attracted to these men. Okay? Regardless of whether you're an alpha or a beta or whatever class that you want to put yourself into, one key thing that you need to understand is that women will only go down or go into the bed with a man that they are sexually attracted to. All right? The only way when they would not do this is when, for instance, they are in, let's say, circumstances push them to do that. Probably they have to they are in financial crisis, things are they are in troubles or something, and they just need somebody so they would pick you, the beta, to just be their provider. And that is why most of the time they are even going to cheat on you, right? Because they were never really into you, right? So whether you call yourself an alpha or you call yourself a beta, that's what I'm saying. These labels are not really important. One thing is that women would only when I say go down, it's not necessarily about going to bed with you, but just, they will only choose to be with you if what? They are sexually attracted to you. All right? That is one key thing that you should know. If there's no sexual attraction, they are never going to. And most of the time, for instance, you could be this brilliant guy, okay? You could be this guy that is, simply because women often have very, very, that's why they call it hypergamy. Some people, it's just sometimes ridiculous, because in their imagination, a particular woman is like, you know what? I need a tall man, a man that is very tall and muscular. That is not her fault, because from an evolutionary point of view, she needs somebody that can be a good physical protector, right? Because they need security from men, right? But today, even, the world, life would not always give you exactly what you want. So you need to bear whatever the opportunity cost. You have to think of, okay, what amount of tallness am I going to lose, for some level of intelligence, or for some level of maturity, or for some level of drive, or for some level of seriousness in a man. But unfortunately, not high value women are able to make this difference. But the average woman is just having this hypothetical man in his mind, and if he wants a very tall man, that's why he doesn't care. Sometimes that's why we have a lot of single mothers out there, because these women actually go about playing and messing around men without taking into consideration their level of intelligence, without taking into consideration their family orientedness and all of that. They just mess around. They get these men into bed, they get pregnant, and then they dump them. And as soon as they get pregnant, now they start waking up to reality. Today, we have somebody that is like a baby mama in her 30s and 40s or whatever, 35, whatever. Now they are what? They are now waking up to reality, right? But the women that are still in their 18s and 20s, they're still messing around. So this is not, maybe in a separate video I will talk about that, but this is a sad reality, and you beta males need to understand that women will only go down with you when you are what? When she is sexually attracted to you. If she's not sexually attracted to you, then don't try to force things. If she says she's not interested, you know what? I'm still, I'm taking my time. We'll figure it out, and all these kind of excuses. You don't need to sit and be friend zoned for that, and you don't need to try to buy her love by simping, right? Instead, simply what? Focus on yourself. Continue working on yourself without even putting women as the target. That shouldn't be your target. But as you develop yourself, once you build your empire, and even in the course of that drive that you actually have, is very, very attractive. And most women who are actually of high value would actually choose you because what? They would want to pour into you and would want to be part of your success and your journey. Okay, so that is one thing. The other thing is that you beta male, probably you don't have any purpose, and that's why you are beta in the first place. Okay, you have made woman your purpose instead of what? Yourself, right, and the world at large being your purpose. Instead of you making use of your gifts to improve upon yourself, all right, so that you be a man of substance, a man that every woman would desire to be with, and automatically you'll be able to even choose from these many women that will come into your life who really suits to be in your empire, because who can actually pour into you, So instead of you doing this, you rather just made woman your purpose, and then you ignored your gifts. You are now a man with no sense of purpose, with no drive, and that is so disgusting, right? So you should not be surprised that women come to just use you, all right? Another thing that you have to understand is that you probably not taking good care of your hygiene. Okay, you probably, if you call yourself an alpha, it doesn't matter how arrogant you walk, right? It doesn't matter how much money you have, but if you don't take care of yourself, if you are smelling, for instance, you don't take care of your oral hygiene, you need to take care of yourself and still remain natural. That makes you confident, right? Just be natural, but take care of yourself, right? That could also be a reason why you might be losing women, or you might not be, no woman might be interested in you. So you need to improve upon your looks, all right? That's one thing. So it could be just that you are not working on yourself. You are not really developing yourself, right? You are not into any kind of sport. You are not into anything at all that makes you more masculine, right? So you need to work on that. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on, but you'd notice that up to this point, I haven't mentioned money in the background. I simply did not mention money, okay, as a way of winning women, simply because you cannot buy affection, you cannot buy love, you cannot buy respect, okay? And as a matter of fact, a woman will only respect you, okay, if she finds something spiritual, let me put it that way, something intangible, something, if she realizes that you have a drive, okay, and this woman is a woman of high value, she would be automatically driven to you, because she knows that this is a man that can provide him with what? All forms of security, all right? So you might not be, for instance, the tallest guy. You might not be the most muscular guy. All right, you might not be the most richest guy out there, but once you have a drive, once you have a sense of purpose, then any high value woman out there will be driven to you, because she knows that with this guy, if I should pour into him, then what happens? He would build an empire, not just necessarily about material wealth, but this is somebody that is confident in himself, and this is somebody that, is willing to grow, and which means at any point, in time of any setbacks and challenges, there's somebody that would stand up and overcome. So this gives woman more security than you trying to buy her love with your money and everything, right? So, and like I said, once you focus on your purpose and once you build and work on yourself, automatically money would come. All right, when you follow your purpose and when you work, all right, automatically money would come in as a byproduct. So that's why I never mentioned what money. And even when money comes in, money can only enhance your whatever, certain aspects of your life. But if you cannot build confidence based on money. Money cannot give you confidence. Of course, it can enhance your confidence. I'm not trying to say money is not an important factor when it comes to actually getting a potential partner, but because it gives you what we call financial security. So, and I cannot rule out financial security, right? But what I want you to understand is that only that is not enough, right? And one thing is that if you already don't have confidence in yourself, then whatever amount of money that you give would be interpreted by the woman as simping. And she's never gonna give you a chance. Anyway, I hope you got some value from this particular video. Please make sure that you subscribe and hit the like button, and then share with friends and family. See you in the next one.